Namaste everyone. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing great over there. Now students, today we are going to have a class of science, and if you remember our previous class, we had gone through cell. What are cells? Cells are the structural, basic and functional unit of our life. And we had discussed on animal cell and plant cell, their parts, their functions, isn't it? Well, then let me revise it in short, the difference between animal cell and plant cell, okay? Animal cell, the outer covering is cell membrane in animal cell, whereas in plant cell the outer covering is cell wall. Similarly, vacuoles, they are numerous, small and temporary in animal cell, whereas vacuole is single and centrally placed in plant cell. Also, animal cell contains centrioles, but plant cell it does not contain centrioles. And chloroplast is present in plant cell, whereas chloroplast is absent in animal cell. And animal cell it does not have a definite shape, whereas plant cell it has a definite shape. Why? Because cell wall it is the outermost covering and it gives definite shape to plant cell. And we learned some of the organelles. We learnt about mitochondria. Mitochondria it is the powerhouse of a cell. We explained about that, right? Well, students, now talking about today's topic, we are going to learn parts of a plant today. Plant, we can see varieties of plants around us. The plants, they are colorful as well. We can see green environment around us, and that green environment is created by the plants only. Plants, they add beauty to the nature. There are different kinds of plants. Some of them they are flowering plants and some of them they are non-flowering plants as well. Flowering plants means the plants that bear flowers are called flowering plants. And non-flowering plants means the plants that do not bear flowers. For example, algae, liverwort, moss, they are the examples of non-flowering plants. Whereas flowering plants includes the flowers itself, they all are flowering plants. And the vegetables that we eat like peas, beans, they are also included as flowering plants. Okay, talking about the plants, they are measured, divided into two types, that is they have root system and shoot system. A plant it is measured into two parts, that is root system and shoot system. We will discuss about the parts today. Okay. Now, talking about the parts of a plant, at first let's go to root. Okay. Root, as we have seen, it lies underground the soil. It is the part of a plant that grows underground the soil. That means it is not visible outside. Since it lies underground the soil, it is not visible outside, and it is the non-green part of a plant. See this plant, I have colored it green, but here it's brown in color, right? So root it is the non-green part of a plant. It lies below the soil, it lies underground. And root it is divided into two types. Again, root it is divided into two types, that is taproot and fibrous root are there. Taproot means a main root is there and a main root gives branches, smaller branches. Those smaller branches are called secondary root. Also, the secondary root also grows into other fine structures. Those fine structures are tertiary root, and tertiary root finally it bears hair-like structures in them. Those hair-like structures produced by tertiary roots are called root hairs. Okay. taproot, the main root is there. A main root gives branches known as secondary root, and then secondary root again produces furthermore branches. Those further branches are called tertiary root, and tertiary root it produces fine hair like structure. Those hair like structures are called root hairs. Understood? Then talking about next type of root, that is fibrous root. In fibrous root, all the root they grow from the same level. They are of same thickness. They grow from the same level and they do not go much more deep into the soil. Okay. Then see here, root tip is also here. Root tip means the tip of the root, and root cap is also there, the lowermost part of the root that covers the root. Okay. That is root cap. Now whether the root it is taproot or fibrous root, both the taproot as well as fibrous root they have the same function. Okay. The function of root includes it absorbs water and minerals from the soil, and it also helps to anchor the plant into the soil. That means it holds the plant tightly into the soil. Then in some of the plants it also helps to store food, like taking the example of carrot. In carrot, root stores food. All right. Now let's move on to next part, that is the part that lies above the soil. The part of the plant that lies above the soil is shoot system. In shoot system, various parts are there, like these parts they all are above the soil, and these all parts they fall under shoot system only. Now let's discuss our next part of plant, that is stem. Stem. Okay. Stem, it is the aerial part of a plant. That means it lies above the soil. And stem, the stem of plants they may be weak or strong. Some of the plants have weak stem, whereas some of them they have very strong stem. And based on the stem of the plants, there are different types of plants like herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers, creepers. They all are the types of plants on the basis of their stem. The plants having a strong stem, they can stand on their own, but the plants whose stem are weak, they need support to grow. They need support of other objects. All right. Then talking about the function of stem. Stem, it helps the plant to stand erect. It helps the plant to stand straight. And stem, it transfers water and minerals from the root to different parts of the plant. Okay. Root helps to absorb water and minerals, and the water and minerals absorbed by the root is also carried by the stem to different parts of the plant. And also stem, it also transfers food prepared by the leaf to other parts of the plant as well. All right. So the major function of stem is it helps the plant to stand erect, and it transports water and minerals from the root to different parts, and food prepared by the leaves also to different parts. Okay. Now let's move on to next, that is flower. All right. Flowers, they are the colorful parts of a plant. We have seen different types of flowers, isn't it? Flowers, they are colorful in nature as well, and flowers, they are very beautiful to look at also. Talking about the flowers, they are also the reproductive parts of a plant. Okay. Now see here, a flower, a complete flower, it has 4 holes, it has 4 parts. A complete flower has 4 holes. All right. And they are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Now we need to focus on this picture. Okay. See here, this is the flower that I have drawn here, and these are the parts of this flower. Okay. That means a complete flower, it is made up of calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. These are the complete parts of a flower. Now talking about the first part, that is calyx. Calyx, it is the outermost covering of a flower, and calyx, it is made up of sepal. Calyx is made up of sepal. Sepal, it is green in color. See, it is colored green, right? Here also I have labeled sepal over here. This is the outermost whole of a flower and it is green in color. Then, what is the function of sepals then? Sepals, it protects the flower in its early stage. That is, whenever the flower is young, it is protected by calyx or it is protected by sepals. Alright. Then talking about next part, that is corolla. The second most whole of a flower is corolla, and corolla, it is made up of petals. It is made up of petals. Petals, they are the bright colored part. They are brightly colored and they are very colorful as well. You can see here as well petals. See, the petal, this is the second most whole of a flower. At first it is covered by sepals, that is calyx, and then second most whole, that is corolla. Corolla is made up of petals. They are brightly colored and they are very attractive also. So petals, what do? Since they are attractive in nature, the insects, they get attracted and it helps to attract insects and they help in pollination. Pollination means the transfer of pollen grains, that is, they help in reproduction. Okay. Then the next whole, that is third whole of a flower, is androecium. Androecium, it is the third whole of a flower, and androecium, it is made up of stamens. Stamens, it has other two parts. See here, anther and filament. And stamen, it has other two parts, that is anther and filament. Here, filament, it gives support to anther. That is, anther gets attached on filament. And anther, the function of anther is to produce pollen grains. Anther, it helps to produce pollen grains. That means stamen or androecium, it is the male reproductive part of a flower. Alright. Then next, the fourth whole, that is the last whole of a flower, is gynoecium. Gynoecium. That means if androecium, it is the male reproductive part of a flower, then gynoecium, it is the female reproductive part of a flower. And gynoecium, it is made up of pistils or carpels. Okay. Then here also you can see pistil, it has other three parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Stigma, style and ovary are the other parts of pistil. Gynoecium is made up of pistils or carpels, and pistil, it has other three parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Then ovary also helps to produce gametes. Okay, it helps to produce ovules. Ovary in pistil helps to produce ovules. And androecium, it helps to produce male gametes that take part in reproduction, whereas gynoecium, it has ovary and ovary bears many ovules. Alright. Ovary bears many ovules that helps in fertilization, that helps in reproduction. When the male and female gametes gets fused with each other, then reproduction takes place, then fertilization takes place. Alright. Okay, we discussed on flowers as well. A complete flower, it has four holes, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. And also calyx is made up of sepals, corolla is made up of petals, androecium made up of stamens and gynoecium is made up of pistils. Well, now we are still in parts of a plant. In parts of a plant, when we discussed flower, then we discussed about all these things. Now still there is next part of plant, that is leaf. What are leaves? Leaves, they are the green part of a plant, isn't it? And they are the parts of plant that prepares food also. So they are also called kitchen of a plant. Leaves, they have the broad space, the flat or broad space in leaf is called lamina. The flat or broad space in leaves is called lamina, and lamina, it produce other veins and midribs in them. Veins and midribs means the smaller lines in leaves, okay, they are veins or they are midribs, that is produced by lamina, okay. Also leaf, they prepare food for the plant, so they are also called kitchen of the plant, as I already told. And talking about the function of leaves, leaves, they help to prepare food for plants as usual, that is the common point that we have been discussing. And plants, they are also living things, right, and they also breathe, isn't it? So for the breathing process, plants, they have small pores on their bodies. Those small pores are called stomata. So stomata in leaves also help leaves during respiration to take in oxygen and to throw out carbon dioxide. And leaves, they are green in color, we discussed it already, right? But what makes leaves green in color? Leaves, they have green pigments in them. That green pigment is called chlorophyll, and due to the presence of chlorophyll, the leaves, they are green in color. Also leaf, it stores food. Leaves, it helps to store food. And in the plants like Bryophyllum, leaves also help to reproduce. The plant Bryophyllum reproduce with the help of leaves. Alright, okay. Which part is known as the kitchen of a plant? Leaves, they are known as the kitchen of a plant. Why? Because they help to prepare food to all the parts of a plant. And while discussing about the stem, I had told stem, it helps to transport the food prepared by leaves to other parts of a plant, isn't it? The food prepared by leaf is transported by stem to other parts of a plant. Okay, now let's discuss on fruits. Do you like fruits or not? Everyone likes, right? Okay, talking about the fruits, the pollen grains move from the anther to the stigma of a carpel in the process of pollination. During pollination, what happens? The pollen grains, they move from the anther to the stigma of a carpel. Alright, and after pollination, fertilization occurs in ovules present in ovary. Then after fertilization takes place. Fertilization means when the male and female gametes gets fused with each other, then fertilization takes place. And after fertilization, ovary grows into fruit. After fertilization, ovary grows into fruit, and ovules, they grow into seeds. Alright, ovules, ovary, it grows into fruit, and ovules, it grows into seeds. Then the function of fruit, it includes, they contain seeds in them. Fruits, they contain seeds in them, that is used for producing new plants, that is used for reproduction. Okay, and fruits, they are also taken as the edible parts of a plant. Edible means the parts of a plant that we can eat. Okay, and seeds also, talking about the seeds of the plant. Some plants, they have single seed, whereas some of the plants, they have more than one seed. Well, students, now we discussed on parts of a plant and parts of a flower, right? Now, let us have a short review of today's class, okay? Also, here I have written node and bud. Node means it is also the part of a stem, and stem it is divided into further other divisions, that is called node and internodes, okay? And bud, it is the young stage of a flower. The earlier stage of a flower is called bud. Then we discussed about flower, leaf, fruit, stem, and root hairs, root tip, root cap, isn't it? Okay. Root, it is the underground part of a plant. It helps to absorb water and minerals from the soil. It has two parts, that is taproot and fibrous root. The small hairs, the fine hairs that is produced by tertiary root, those fine hairs are called root hairs, okay? And the end tip of the root is called root tip, and the covering of the root is called root cap. Then we discussed about stem. It is the aerial part of a plant, and it helps the plant to stand erect. Also, it transports water and minerals absorbed by root to other parts of a plant, and the food prepared by leaf is also transported by stem to other parts of a plant. Then leaves. Leaves, they are green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll in them, and they do also have stomata that helps them to breathe. The major function of leaf is it helps to prepare food to different parts of a plant. The broad surface, the broad or flat surface in leaf is called lamina, and lamina it is further divided into midribs and veins, okay? Then we discussed about flower. In flower, we discussed about complete flower. The flower that has all four holes, all four parts, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. In them is called a complete flower. Here it is the picture of a complete flower, because it has petals, it has sepals, pistil, stamens. Here petals, sepals, pistil and stamen, they are included as calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, okay? Calyx, they are made up of sepals, and sepals are green in color. They are the outermost hole of a flower. And corolla, it is the secondmost hole of a flower that is made up of petals. Petals, they are brightly colored and they attract insect for pollination. In the similar way, androecium is the male reproductive part of a flower that is made up of stamen. Here stamen has the other two parts, anther and filament. Filament, it gives or it supports anther, whereas anther helps in producing pollen grains, okay? And pistil, that is gynoecium, it is made up of pistil. Gynoecium, it is the female reproductive part of a flower, and pistil, it is made up of other three parts, that is stigma, style, ovary. Ovary bears many ovules that help in fertilization. And then we discussed about fruits, right? So fruits, they also help to bear seeds, and seeds they help in reproduction. And then fruits, they are also the edible parts of a plant. Well, these are the things that we discussed in today's class. Hope you have got it well. Now, expecting your presence in other classes as well. Thank you for today.